Hey there, today I'm bringing you my thoughts on Far Cry 4. Now, before we jump into it here, let me say a couple of things. Well, first, I have not played any of the previous Far Cry games, so I didn't really have those to compare it to. I'm kind of going just fresh with a clean slate. There's nothing that is being compared to. And also, this wasn't a game which I was looking forward to particularly. I was kind of indifferent about it. I didn't really know too much about the series. I got a lot of requests though. A lot of people said Far Cry was a very good game, while the series, very good series. And I said to myself, let's go ahead and try this out. Let's not pass up on it, because, well, the game had just came out. It was for the PS4, new generation system. And let me tell you, I think that was a good choice right there. That was definitely a good one. Thank you guys. Those of you that suggested that we play Far Cry, thank you for that. Yeah, I've enjoyed this game very much. From the ground up, let me start from the beginning. When I first started the game, picking up the controls were actually pretty easy to understand and adjust to. I mean, there are some things here and there, like the whole touchpad. It's really sensitive. All you have to do is just like run your finger across it, and it'll open up like a quick menu. I still have not gotten that 100% down, but I'm working on it. It'll take a little bit of time. You gotta remember, I'm still kind of new at the PS4. Then again, isn't everyone? The system hasn't even been out that long. We're still getting used to the whole touchpad and whatnot, so it'll be a little while before we're fully used to that. So give that some time. But that aside, jumping into the game, not knowing about the story, well, I'm gonna say I was a bit in the dark when we first started up the game. I mean, starting off, like right off the bat, they're talking about the main character and his father and, yeah, a whole bunch of things, and you have no idea what's going on. Now, I had been told that you didn't need to play the previous ones in order to understand this one. And when I first started up the game, well, like I said, I was a bit confused because I didn't know what they were talking about. A whole bunch of names being thrown at me, and I had no idea what was going on. But, see, as we progress further and further into the game, we're not that far through it as of yet, but as we've moved further and further in, well, everything is slowly being unwrapped, like one thing at a time. We're finding out the history about his father, what he did. I'm not sure who the previous character in the other Far Cry games were. I think they may have been different characters, but the story is slowly being unfolded as we move along here. So you can go into this game without playing the previous ones. Everything will come in due time. Now, jumping into the actual game itself, a lot of fun. The world is very huge, open world. Graphics are beautiful. Let me tell you, these graphics look amazing. I know graphics aren't everything to a game, but I do have to admit, the graphics are pretty nice looking. I haven't seen that many games with graphics like this as of late. I mean, Unity had some pretty nice graphics, but this is a first-person game. Yeah, it's a little different. It's a little different. And it's amazing, the whole open world, the way the time changes. It's actually real time. Well, it's not exactly real time, like 1 o'clock here is in 1 o'clock in the game. There is a 24-hour clock. Enemies in the area actually wander around. You can do some hunting. Yeah, the game is really amazing. Very dynamic. It really pulls you into the world. Has a very interesting story. A whole bunch of side missions. I definitely recommend trying out this game if you have the opportunity to. There's so many things to it. I feel you spend so many hours just playing away. And let me tell you, the game gets even better because it has this 2-player co-op option. Now let me tell you, you can't do the 2-player co-op in story mode. You have to do side missions if you want to do the whole 2-player thing. But having another player alongside you, helping you out, a lot of fun. Definitely recommend trying this one out, guys. And those right there are my thoughts on Far Cry 4. Yeah, a lot of positive about this game. I mean, there may be some negative. Let me see here. Let me try to think of some negative. If you're deciding to play this game on hard, you want to be a bit careful with the difficulty, because hard is hard. And I mean, it is pretty tough. Yeah, I've been spending a lot of time on certain areas, certain missions. I actually made it up to a point where I had to stop. I had to go level up my skills and come back and do the mission later on because I was having so much trouble with it. But then again, that may have something to do with the fact that I had not played any of the previous Far Cry games, so I was a bit of a newbie going into it. I mean, I still kind of am, but, you know, that played a factor there. So be careful with the difficulty. And the system I played it on, for anyone that was wondering, PlayStation 4. I can't quite comment on the other systems. I have not heard too much negative about any of the other ones out there. I've not heard there have been a lot of bugs or glitches. Nothing like what I've heard for The Evil Within and Assassin's Creed Unity. So I think you're pretty much safe to try out these other platforms, but you may want to do some looking into that for yourself just to make sure everything else is running smoothly on those other platforms. So that pretty much sums it up there. You can easily pick this game up. You won't have too much trouble with the controls. Very easy to understand. The story really pulls you in. There's a lot of stuff. At first you may be a little confused if you haven't played the previous ones. Give it some time and everything will slowly unfold. The world is very dynamic and immersive. It really pulls you in. And lastly, be careful with the difficulty. Hard is... well, it's pretty tough. But yeah, overall, good game. I've been having a ton of fun. Had a ton of laughs playing it. The multiplayer was so great. Having another person alongside you. The crazy things that happen. Yeah, definitely recommend trying this one out. I think you'll have more fun if you're doing co-op for a lot of the stuff. You know, the side missions and whatnot. Go ahead, do the main missions by yourself. Well, you're kind of forced to do them by yourself. But make sure you don't miss out on the multiplayer for all the side things within the game. Yeah, definitely have a lot more fun if you're doing it with another person. So that's all for this one, guys. Those are my thoughts on Far Cry 4. If you enjoyed this video, remember to hit that like button and leave me a comment down below with what your thoughts were. You can check out my Twitch channel, which is down in the description. Everything can be found right down below. And with that being said, see you next time on the stream. Take care. Bye.